Welcome back on the show, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. She said it all, and I hope you're going to hear the next one again. Please join me to welcome my next guest on the show. It's a physician analyst, and it's not the person than Mr. Karl Nainani on the show, please. Thank you. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, good, thanks.
Please have a say. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So thank you for coming on the show today. And it's a pleasure talking to you during the week.
Thank
you know, it's a good pleasure. So can you tell us more about your organization? Because you've been doing a lot of work in terms of working with not just only youths, working in other different areas, consultations, depression, other areas, fashion, everything. But we're going to go through that.
Sure.
But first of all, let's look at the main work that you're doing in this wonderful society here on Ireland today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, there's two charities I'm involved with.
Yeah.
I'm board member of both of them. So the one in Ireland, I'm one of the founding board members, and what it's called DINIC, which is Irish for dignity.
Oh, right.
So we're involved with two things now. This is a not-for-profit organization that we're going to be looking to get charity status on. And we're involved with national crisis as far as homelessness. So let's look at homelessness. Let's go out and survey the homeless. Let's go out, first of all, take care of them a bit, give them maybe some sandwiches, some basics, but more so find out why they are homeless. Because there's a whole homeless community out there who are sleeping, for instance, they have children, they're sleeping at a hostel one night, they have to be out during the whole day. It's not just rough sleepers, there's a lot of homelessness. So that's one thing we're looking at. What broke down the system that made them homeless? Some of them have jobs. Why are they homeless? So we look at that. The other part of what we're involved with is international emergency logistics. So where we'll go and we'll tie up with other NGOs and we'll send out specialists who are trained in international emergency logistics to go out to whatever zones might have crisis or natural disasters, especially trained people. That's a lot of tying in with other NGOs. The other part I'm involved with, so the other organization I'm involved with is an organization called Tramore. Now that's UK based. It was originally from Surrey, UK, and I'm trying to look for volunteers and board members to bring that here in Dublin. And that's a very grassroots organization. It's been around for 5 years. In the past 5 years, we've received 23,000 sterling pounds, 23,000 pounds in donation, in which the organization was able to basically take care of, at any given time, about 60 youth on the books. Okay, so this is very much a community thing where youth would come by. It was basically for early intervention for youth crisis. They come by, they had someone talk to, and basically for people who are around, let's say 17 to 25 years old, we provided a lot of therapy, psychotherapy, helped them deal with issues such as drugs, loneliness, problems at home, getting back into college, and we also have a life coach who's been helping out. So it's been really, really good. But recently we got involved with mindfulness training in the schools. So we did a pilot last year at one of the schools where we taught mindfulness to basically primary students and their teachers. End result is we found that the students are much engaged in learning, much more engaged. They're reporting that they're more focused. Teachers are reporting there's less problems with the kids. And there seems to be an overall more empathy between the students and the teachers and within each other. So better environments to study. So really good results, and I'm looking to try to bring that to Ireland.
From your skills and expertise and areas where you're qualified at, can you give us more insight? Why do people go homeless?
Yeah, well, this is something we still have got to conduct surveys. So what I'm saying is speculative based on certain discussions I had with people, but not factual information yet, nothing that I can quantify. There's different reasons. So one reason is basically people run into situations where they lose a job and they can't get a job. So very, very simple, normal reasons why you see regular reasons. Some portion of it is mental health issues. Someone who just needs a bit of counseling to have what's called a different kind of locus of control, whereby they take command of their situation, but they feel like they feel, and once a lot of people get to this certain level, they call it the vacuum, where where they just can't get out. Well, the reality is a lot of them can. I have worked with people who have got out of that situation because I've worked with them on their ability to take control. And it's not easy. The more you allow yourself to fall down, the more work takes step by step to get out. Yeah?
True.
So that's another reason. Another reason is drugs, but I wouldn't say drugs. I think society tends to think, well, people go home because drugs. I don't think it's as much of drugs as everyone thinks. I think it's just regular reasons. It doesn't take much. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck.
True.
It doesn't take that much to get to that level.
True. And in terms of the depression area, how do we find a way to come out of it? Because I know Arifa was mentioning something in relation to people need to kind of come out of their own comfort zone, be able to speak out and do things. And I believe you deal with a lot of different patients in that kind of area. So what would be your kind of advice?
Well, I mean, it really comes down to this. It's first of all, people who have depression have been diagnosed with depression. To accept it, but more so to go to counseling. Now, I always say that basically it's really your GP that would evaluate you and say, okay, you have depression, okay, but from there it's basically getting your meds, see the counselor. But sometimes some people have depression or a light level depression. There's major depression, there's different kinds, but some people have a light depression, and sometimes that triggers anxiety. And counseling will help a lot with anxiety and get people moving forward, etc. I think society tends to shun about talking about these issues. When people mention like, oh, I have anxiety, the first thing a lot of people will be like, oh, you'll get over it. Or I have depression. No, you're not. It's not really that easy. They're talking because they're looking for that support.
True.
And so it's basically just like people could talk about diabetes, or they could talk about other issues that exist today. It's fine to talk about. Why can't we talk about that? Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what it is.
Wow. Just before we let you go, one more thing again is you're more involved in commercial like fashion. Will you give us a little bit highlight of that? I know. Please, a big applause there for Karl. Thank you. It's really telling us a little. Thank you very much. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, basically, there's a couple of fashion ventures I have going on right now, which are quite interesting. So the latest is called Fashion League. So it's actually fashionleague.eu.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's quite cool because if you think of it this way, if you know LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
So LinkedIn was basically created for recruiters.
True.
So it's developed. I love LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn all the time, but you think about Facebook was designed for college students. What we design is for the fashion industry, and that's just one part of a whole bunch of different stuff that's coming out over the next few months, which is just target fashion industry. So this is basically where all fashion designers, anyone, models, makeup artists, you name it, they can come here, and it's the first way that they're actually going to be connected together in a real way. It definitely is changing things. And then, because we have this, we decided we also made an app, which is going to be for people who want to find really cool boutiques, designs, basically handmade designs, high street, more like high-level designs that you can't only buy, that typically you go to like really good pop-up shops, but we're doing that through an app. So we got some really cool stuff going on there. We also have with Susuana from the 80 Center. Yeah, so I was down there. She invited me as a special guest to Africa Fashion Week. It was quite cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Saw some really cool African fabrics used for the designs and the collections.
Yeah.
And so after that, we've been having a lot of discussions. So we're looking now to set up a foundation for mentoring and basically mentoring, I'd say, fashion designers and fashion models to be able to get somewhere. So basically using our collective background. So I tend to keep busy.
Yeah, as easy as much as applause. Thank you so much to be on the show. It's a big pleasure to have you. Please, a big applause, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We've finally come to the end of the show today, but before we wrap it up today on the show, I want to say a big thank you to all my guests. First of all, give it up one more time for Mr. Duta on the show, please. Thank you. And also to my very good friend, go on. I was just smiling. Give it up one more time for Arifa, please. Thank you. And finally to my guest on the show, Mr. Karl on the show. Give one more line, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is where we're going to leave it here for you today, viewers at home. I hope we've given you everything you want to see today on the show. So join us every week on the show. But before we do that, a big thank you to all my production crew for joining us today, making the show successful. A big applause for you guys, please. Thank you all. Thank you. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and also on Twitter. And don't forget the GRS Show at www.grsshow.com. Till we come your way next week. Keep living, and we love you, and God bless. And bye for now. Thank you.